Chosen one. You were built for this. Know its importance. You may not even realize the depth of this truth yet, but something in your soul has always known. From the time you were young, there was a silent power inside of you, an unexplainable pull, a sense that you were different, set apart, sculpted for a path not everyone would understand. And today, that quiet knowing rises louder than ever. You were built for this. Every tear, every trial, every silent prayer, every uncelebrated victory, it's all been leading up to this truth. You weren't just chosen. You were designed. And what you're walking into is not by accident, it's by divine construction. Watch this video until the end, because this isn't a message that can be half received. It's meant to saturate your spirit and reawaken what has always been within you. And leave your warmest wishes in the comments. Declare your alignment. Type 777. Let that number be the code that says, I am ready for the universe to respond. May your wishes be a spark, and may your spark create a blaze of blessings in return. One gesture of belief can stir the unseen into movement. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. Not everyone was forged in the fire like you were. Not everyone could walk through what you've endured and still rise with light in their eyes. There are moments you've survived that could have ended others. There are wounds you've carried that others can't see. And yet here you are. Here you are with breath in your lungs, with vision in your heart, with a divine purpose etched into your soul that not even time could erase. You see, the importance of your existence is not in what you've done, but in who you've become. You've been shaped by storms, storm after storm, and yet each storm gave you a sharper edge, a wiser heart, and a spirit that refuses to break. You don't fold easily, because you were never meant to. You were made of something eternal, something divine, something that doesn't shatter, it refines. And that refining has given birth to a version of you that the world needs now more than ever. Chosen one, understand this. When you question the weight of your journey, it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of depth. It means you carry something valuable, so valuable that opposition had to form to try to stop you. But nothing has succeeded, because destiny doesn't lose. And you, dear soul, are living proof of that. You didn't just survive, you've matured, you've expanded, and you've awakened to levels of understanding others don't even know exist. And that's why this season is so important, because this isn't just another chapter in your life. This is the activation season, the revealing season, the chapter where what was hidden inside you now begins to manifest on the outside. Your inner power is breaking the shell, your inner light is breaking the darkness, and your presence, your energy, is starting to shift atmospheres. That's why people are noticing you more. That's why some are drawn to you and others are confused by you. Because what's happening to you can't be explained by logic. It's supernatural. You were never created for the crowd. You were created for impact. You're not here to please everyone. You're here to awaken those who have been asleep too long. Your very life is a message. Your silence speaks louder than most people's noise. And the importance of who you are lies not in what you say, but in what you carry. You are a vessel of alignment, a vessel of divine fire. And now that fire is igniting. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them walk away. It doesn't change the design. It doesn't erase the truth. You were still built for this. And the strength within you doesn't need permission. It only needs activation. And that activation begins with awareness. Awareness of who you are, what you've survived, and what you're stepping into. Do you realize that the very pressure you've been under has been sculpting your next level? That the same challenges that tried to break you were actually building you from the inside out? Chosen one, your character has been deepened. Your discernment has been sharpened. You no longer walk like others because you no longer think like others. You've become an architect of your own elevation. Every delay, every rejection, every detour, it's all been part of the blueprint. There are people who will wonder how you do what you do, how you keep going, how you still find light even in your lowest moments. But they don't know what it feels like to be chosen. They don't know what it means to be spiritually wired with purpose so deep you can't escape it, even if you tried. They don't know what it means to wake up with heaviness and still smile, to move through chaos and still love, to feel misunderstood and still keep your heart open. But you do, because you were built for this. You were designed to carry legacy in your voice, healing in your hands, vision in your eyes, and fire in your spirit. This is not just poetry. This is your soul's reality. You carry ancient power, unseen backing, divine intelligence. You are a solution in a world full of confusion, and it's time to own that with clarity, with strength, and with boldness. There is no going back to the version of you that doubted your worth. That chapter has expired. There is no shrinking to fit into spaces you've outgrown. You are not here to be comfortable. You are here to rise, to blaze, to awaken. And your presence is the evidence that purpose cannot be destroyed. It can only be delayed. And even that delay is over now. Chosen one, everything about you has meaning. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you love, the way you move, the way your intuition whispers when the world screams, the way your energy changes rooms, the way you uplift without effort, the way you endure, the way you see beauty in brokenness. That is not normal. That is divine. And it's important that you realize the rarity of your being. When you were born, the world shifted slightly. When you rise each day, the frequency of your surroundings changes. You are not here by chance. You are here by assignment. And the more you accept your difference, the more you begin to access your destiny. This is not the time to fit in. This is the time to stand up. You are a walking message, a breathing miracle, a divine force in motion. And what's coming next will require all of you. Not the watered-down version, not the hidden version, but the full, powerful, authentic version of who you really are. That version is rising now. You don't need to force it. You don't need to chase anything. The right opportunities will find you because they're already coded into your timeline. You were never meant to struggle endlessly. That season taught you resilience, but it's not your forever. Ease is entering, clarity is anchoring, power is expanding, and all of it is finding its place in your life. Because finally, you've stopped fighting your identity. You've stopped questioning the gift. You've stopped dimming your light. You've stepped into the truth. And that truth is your greatest weapon. You were built for this. And because of that, you've been tested differently. Life hasn't always played fair with you, but that's not because you were cursed. It's because you are called. And the calling on your life comes with pressure that only the anointed understand. You've felt isolated when others celebrated. You've been rejected in rooms where your spirit didn't align. You've had to rebuild your self-worth after being torn down by people who never even understood your value. But what they tried to break, they only revealed. What they tried to bury, they accidentally planted. Your roots run deep now. What you've been through has not weakened you. It has refined your sensitivity. It has shaped your discernment. It has built your patience. And though it may have left scars, it also birthed a boldness that you never knew was in you. That boldness is your birthright. That quiet fire, that unstoppable resilience, that soft but sure inner voice. That's divine DNA. And now is not the time to suppress it. Now is the time to stand firm in it. Because what is unfolding around you now is not chaos. It's rearrangement. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You are not late. You are arriving. The pressure, the silence, the confusion, it's all part of the final construction phase. This is the inner framework being locked into place. The foundation you're building is not just for you. It's for those you are called to lift. It's for those who will one day say, "Because they didn't quit, I kept going too." Don't underestimate how important your presence is in this world. You may not feel it every day, but people are watching. People are listening. People are drawing strength from your strength, even when you don't speak. Your energy is healing. Your determination is inspiring. Your very existence is a permission slip to others to be themselves. To rise, to believe, to hold on just a little longer. That's power. That's impact. That's purpose in motion. And purpose is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it looks like silence. Like staying home when others are going out. Like waiting when others are rushing. Like protecting your peace while others chase noise. Don't confuse quiet seasons with wasted time. Your roots grow in silence, and what's being anchored in you right now will support the massive blessings coming your way. You've outgrown past versions of yourself. You've outgrown limitations that once defined you. And now, the universe, the divine, and destiny itself are responding to your growth. Doors are being prepared, rooms are being arranged, your name is being spoken in places you haven't even walked into yet. But when you do walk in, you won't have to prove yourself. You'll just need to be yourself. Because the real you has always been enough. You were never supposed to dilute your energy to be accepted. You were never supposed to hide your light to avoid attention. And you were never supposed to carry other people's burdens while ignoring your own calling. Those days are behind you now. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are not wrong for protecting your path. You are finally realizing that your peace, your joy, your purpose, they all matter. Not just to you, but to the divine plan you're a part of. Chosen one, you were never forgotten. Even when it felt like the heavens were silent, your progress was still being recorded. Your tears were seen. Your prayers echoed beyond what your ears could hear. And the answers, oh, they are not delayed. They are aligned with timing that requires your readiness. The blessing is big, yes, but your spirit had to become strong enough to carry it with grace. You had to evolve into the version of you who wouldn't lose it when the blessing arrived. And now, you're ready. This is why it had to take time. This is why things didn't happen when you wanted them to. Because something far greater was being built within you first. Strength, wisdom, trust, vision, peace, authority. You were being prepared for more than success. You were being prepared for sustainability, for legacy, for impact that outlives you. And that requires a deeper foundation than most are willing to build. But you didn't just build it. You became it. You are the foundation now. You are the shift. You are the vessel. And the moment you stopped waiting to be rescued and started realizing that you are the rescue, everything began to change. You're no longer the victim. You're the architect. You're no longer hoping someone sees you. You've learned to see yourself. And in that seeing, you've activated a force that no enemy can reverse. There's a reason you can't unsee your vision anymore. There's a reason you feel the urgency. There's a reason your energy no longer fits the old spaces. It's because something new has already been released in your atmosphere. It's pulling you, stretching you, aligning you, and you can't go back, not even if you tried. The old life no longer recognizes you. The old patterns no longer hold you. You're being summoned into a greater realm. Chosen one, you are being trusted with more clarity, more responsibility, more impact, more influence, not because you demanded it, but because you've proven faithful in your becoming. You didn't cheat the process. You didn't take shortcuts. You stayed, even when it hurt. You endured, even when you wanted to disappear. And now, heaven is responding. The universe is opening, and your reward is not just what you receive, it's who you've become. You've become solid, anchored, sharp, whole. And this version of you is unstoppable. Not because you force things, but because you flow. Not because you're the loudest in the room, but because your silence speaks volumes. Not because you're perfect, but because you're real. You show up authentically. You carry grace. You radiate strength. You embody what it means to be chosen, not for status, but for purpose. This is why it's so important to own your identity now. No more minimizing your journey. No more comparing your path. No more doubting your readiness. You are here now, right where you need to be. And the only thing you need to do is stay open, stay grounded, and stay aligned with who you truly are. Everything else is already catching up to your energy, and soon the world will see it. What you've known privately is about to be confirmed publicly. What you've built silently is about to echo loudly. What you've envisioned in your heart is about to unfold in your reality. Not because you begged for it, but because you were built for it. You didn't come this far just to come this far. This is not the end. This is the ignition point. Chosen one, your importance is not up for debate. It is written into your spirit, stamped into your soul. And the moment you realize just how vital your presence is in this lifetime, you'll stop shrinking. You'll stop waiting for permission. You'll start moving like the answer, speaking like the authority, walking like the path has already cleared itself ahead of you, because it has, and you're already on it. There is a shift happening now, and you can feel it. Not in the way the world defines change, but in the quiet rearranging of your soul. You're not becoming someone new, you're becoming someone real. More you than you've ever been. And this realization doesn't just feel empowering, it feels familiar. As if your spirit has been waiting for this exact version of you to finally rise up and claim what has always been yours. You're not confused, you're clearing. You're not broken, you're breaking through. The haze that once clouded your path is lifting, because you're no longer walking with hesitation. You're walking with revelation, and with each step, you're remembering. You were built for this. You were never meant to crumble under pressure. You were meant to grow under it, to use every moment of tension as fuel, to turn resistance into power. And that's exactly what you've done, even if no one applauded while you did it. The applause doesn't define you. The alignment does. And you are aligned now, not with fear, not with doubt, not with the opinions of people who never knew your depth, but with the truth of who you are and why you're here. Chosen one, your life has meaning. Your presence is intentional. Your path may not have always made sense to those around you, but that's because it wasn't designed for them. It was designed for you, for the weight you can carry, for the battles you could win, for the message only you could deliver. And as strange as it may sound, your uniqueness is your divine strategy. What others called too much was actually just right. There is power in being misunderstood, because it means you are not conforming, you are creating. It means your frequency is higher, your lens is sharper, your intuition is louder, and the world has no defense against someone who is truly aligned with their calling. You are unstoppable, not because of force, but because of flow. Because when you move in truth, everything responds. Doors unlock, people shift, timelines bend, favor finds you, resources multiply, not because you hustle harder, but because you've tapped into your original design, the blueprint of the chosen, the architecture of purpose. And that blueprint has always included difficulty, not to destroy you, but to develop you. That's why life hit you harder than most. That's why the tests came without warning. That's why the silence felt unbearable sometimes. You weren't being punished. You were being fortified, hardened in the right places, softened in others, trained to see what others ignore, called to feel what others numb, equipped to lead in a way the world hasn't seen before. This kind of leadership doesn't need a title. It needs authenticity, and that you have. So hear this now, deep in your core. Your strength is sacred. Your compassion is sacred. Your endurance is sacred. And your sensitivity, it is not a weakness, it is a spiritual advantage. Because you don't just perceive things, you discern them. You sense beyond words. You feel beneath the surface. That is why you've been able to navigate seasons without directions. Because your inner compass has always been guided by something greater. You've walked blind and still moved correctly. You've had no map but found the path. You've been stripped of what you thought you needed, only to discover what you truly are. That is divine training. That is chosen energy. That is the fire of someone who knows they were built not for convenience, but for consequence.